Hi everyone, welcome to Navgame. We're going to go through how to make a Navgame course or a rogaining or orienteering course today. For that we're going to use the web app. So Navgame comes in two main flavors, the desktop version, which is at app.navgame.net in your browser, and the mobile version, which is on your phone. So for making courses, you can make them either on the desktop or on the phone. It's probably a bit easier on the desktop. So we start by going to app.navgame.net and you will see a screen like this one. We have four choices here. The first is the area we're going to look at today, which is where you make your rogaining and orienteering courses. The second one is actually in the web-based or in the desktop browser version. This is just for basically looking at live tracking of events. If you want to play an actual Navgame, you need the mobile app. And you can also look at results here. The profile section at the moment isn't very useful on the desktop, but it will eventually be a user account section. So today we'll go to create. And you can create a course in two different ways here. We can create a really quick one with a few preset options, or we can start from scratch by designing a new Navgame on a blank slate. We can also edit an existing one, and then there's a few fun mode options as well, which are unusual variations on a rogaining theme. I'll show you first of all the quick start option. So we can choose a particular duration for our Navgame. We might make it 1 hour. We can choose how many checkpoints we want to randomly seed on our map. We can choose the radius of how far we want our controls to be from the center. And we can choose where we want to start the event too. So we might choose a different location from here, and we might start it at either any time or 1 minute from now, or whatever you want to do there. So I'll make it ready to play this time just to show you what you get when you do generate one automatically. It goes through a few steps here. We have to decide where we want to start our event. So for this one, I might start it in Tweed Forest. So we want to start at the picnic area there. It generates checkpoints. It does this by pulling in the OpenStreetMap data and choosing roads or tracks where it can put controls. It then loads in the base map, the background map, which is an orienteering styled vector tiled map that I've generated for Brisbane. And it then produces a PDF as well. So here we are. We have a ready-made rogame ready to go. We can start at any time. It's a 1 hour event. We can see what the map looks like. You can get the printable PDF map just by clicking there. So it will come up and we can save it. Doesn't really matter where. So there. So that's what our course looks like. So you can see that it's put controls randomly around the different roads and tracks around the start and finish. If we wanted to compete in this event, we could scan this QR code down the bottom here, which also appears on the main play screen in the app. But I'll go back to the desktop and I'll show you how to create a Navgame from scratch. So if we click on this one, design a new Navgame, this gives us more of a blank slate and more options. So at the top of the screen here, you'll see we can choose a name, so you can call it whatever you want. In the next part, you can choose whether it's a score course or a scatter course or a line course. A scatter, you need to collect a certain number of controls, and then it's the first one back to the finish. In a line course, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in order, and you have to collect all controls in order, and it's whoever completes it quickest. You can choose for a course reveal time. That's when the CPs will start to be shown on the map in the phone. You can set a fixed start time. If you don't set a fixed start time, people can start the course anytime. Set the duration, set the late penalty per minute after the finish time. You can set the radius sensitivity for the GPS detection. I wouldn't recommend anything smaller than 20, 15 might be okay. In these course options, you can set some more detailed options like solo, entry, team names, whether you want to let people use the Garmin app. If they use the Garmin app, the main thing you lose there is the live tracking. It won't be able to track the people with the watch. This next one, if you tick that, it means that everyone in a team has to run with a phone or watch and record a result in order for the team to get a score. This one, if people don't think they've been given CPs which they deserve because the GPS didn't detect them, you can let them claim them, and then here you can decide whether you want to auto accept those or review them. This next one is whether they get notifications which tell them where they are in terms of a live placing against their competitors in the event. The next one is the status notification frequency. You can turn them off completely, or you can choose how frequently you want to send notifications. You can turn on or off live tracking and state whether you want a password or not. You can set the password for course editing, for result editing. In this section, you can also collect entry fees. So if we tick that and your club set up here, all you need is a Stripe account, and we can get you set up in this system. You can set the adult fee, concession fee, under 14 fee, and you can also set up series for people to enter. This next section, you can import files that you might have developed either on Open Orienteering Map or using QGIS or another GIS package. You can checkpoint file CSVs or KMLs. You can import checkpoint files. You can import map files, either KMZs, TIFFs, or GeoPDFs. If you have a printable map already, you can put the URL there. But what we're going to do today is design one from scratch in the editor. So down here, we can set printable PDF parameters, and then we can show them on this map here, and we can start putting controls on a map. So just say we wanted to do Mount Coot-tha, we could choose to have a A3 map at 1 in 15,000, for example. That's probably enough for a 3-hour event. And we can show those PDF bounds. You can put a club logo on your PDF as well. So you can drag the map area to wherever you want. You can also, by holding down the right mouse button and panning to the left or right, you can actually rotate that base map behind the map. So once you're happy with the domain of the map, you can start putting checkpoints out. That's the start and finish. And then we can zoom in and we can start putting controls on features here. By default, they start off as 10 pointers, but you could choose whatever score value you want in that drop down there. You can also drag and drop controls to make them a new location, or you can drag them onto this white box here to delete them. You can also choose some settings for the background map. So at the moment this is 10-meter contours, but we can change that to 5 meters. We can also change the workhorses to be derived from the DEM, which is handy. Best available, so if there's a combination of LiDAR contours, that's generally higher resolution DEM data, or global DEM data, it will choose the best that's available in any particular area. You can also choose which OSM data you want to include in the map. We can then save a PDF. It produces a map which you can look at. I'll just set Google Drive there. So that's what it looks like so far. You can see it's got scale bar and it has magnetic north. So once we're happy with our map, we can press publish this Navgame. Oh, okay, we need to just change it so that it has a different start time. We can just get rid of the start time and publish it. And there it is, ready to go. Brisbane Metro game. So you can copy the entry link, you can scan the QR code on your phone, you can see a Google Maps link for the start, go to live tracking. And if you want to go back and change it, you can go back to create and you can edit it. So you can go edit, and go Brisbane, there you go, and edit. So that's a basic overview of how to set up a Navgame. I'll also put up some other how-tos on actually playing a Navgame. But yeah, send me any questions you have. Paul@gialinus.com.au. See you soon.